Sponsored by Action Plumbing and Heating, Gary Michaels Quilliers, and Brent Excavate.
This is the Happy Hour.
You guys going to happy hour?
Coming at you live from the heart of Lincoln, America.
Yeah, I'll come for a couple.
Here are your hosts, Nick Sainert.
I want to know what it's like to commit a crime without having to spend time in jail.
And Enrique Alvarez Clary.
C is for chunk.
Brought to you by Empire Fence and Netting on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Welcome in. Happy Tuesday. This is the Happy Hour, 93.7 The Ticket, theticketfm.com. Nick Sainert and Enrique Alvarez Clary with you. What's up, Rico?
Hello.
How's it going?
It's going fantastic. I have to run out of here and grab
You
some
do.
stuff for us.
You do. So go ahead and turn off that mic. Or if you, perfect. Rico's gone. As always, 402-464-5685, the Honda of Lincoln hotline, the Starter Heyman text line. Both those will be open for you guys the entire show. We got an exciting show for you guys planned. Steve Mark of Inside Nebraska, the rival site for the Huskers, will join us here in about 20 minutes or so. Normally we talk to Steve on Mondays, but he had to postpone to today. So we'll still get that conversation and kind of get his thoughts on what Nebraska needs to do to beat Northwestern on Saturday. We heard from Scott Frost on Sunday. As you guys know, you've heard a lot of those sound bites. We heard from Casey Thompson on Sunday, and really was impressed by Casey Thompson and the way he kind of handled himself and talked about this program and where they're at from a program standpoint. So that's something to kind of pay attention to. But before we dive too far into, I want to remind you guys that we're having a tailgate party this weekend, Saturday, August 27th, starting at 9 a.m. right here in the 93.7 The Ticket parking lot. 330 North 48th Street is the address. Food provided at no charge to you by Ambition Electric and Steve's Garage Doors. We'll have biscuits and gravy for breakfast, fried catfish and pulled pork for lunch. We'll have water provided by Colligan Water as well. Feel free to bring additional food and drinks. Responsible beverage consumption is allowed for those 21 and over, and the game will be shown on the outdoor TV. I'll be hanging out here for the pregame show because that's the thing, right? This Saturday we got pregame shows starting up for the Huskers. You guys heard that promo right before we came on that Bach and I will be taking care of the Husker After Party postgame show all season long. So I want to hear your guys' thoughts immediately following. Hopefully, Husker wins. A lot of Husker wins this season, but especially starting off on Saturday when we're getting the ball rolling. So make sure you guys are tuning in all weekend long. We also start high school coverage on Thursday. So Thursday we kick things off with Lincoln East and Kearney, and then Friday we have Elkhorn South and thank you, Rico. We have, gee whiz, that looks good. Elkhorn South and Lincoln Southeast, and then the nightcap with Lincoln Southwest Silverhawks and Lincoln High Lynx. So, as you guys know, here, I guess we can get to this one. Brian asked this, what time are you guys starting the pregame coverage? Well, the game starts at 11:30, so we start 2.5 hours before that, which will be 9 a.m. So, feel free to start congregating in the parking lot around 9 a.m. or so. That's when the event officially starts. The tailgate party officially starts for Nebraska Northwestern. I'll be here hanging out. Nathan will be here. Bach's going to be here. DP will be in here. So we'll be all hanging out with you guys. We'll probably bounce in and out to do the post-game show, but then we're going to most of the time spend time out, hopefully outside, because I want some of that biscuits and gravy. So, all right, you guys might remember from last week, every Tuesday we get to try Sweet Things by Marcy. And this place is delicious, and Marcy is a wonderful woman because wonderful human being because today we have peach cobbler and apple crisp with ice cream. And Rico, welcome back. First of all, Rico.
Hi. Sorry, I
That's
was running
okay.
around trying to get it all.
Thank you for dishing out our food.
Yeah, because as she told us, they are best served warm with ice cream. So
that's
she
what we
brought us
have.
ice cream as well because she's a wonderful human being, as I just said.
Yeah, so we have peach cobbler and apple crisp. Now, I told I told Rico that this thing is, I'm not a huge warm dessert guy, but I have a feeling by the way that this looks, I'm going to be a big fan.
It looks
now,
fantastic.
And I will also admit this, we have never had these. Not these two items from Sweet Things by Marcy. You got yours over there, Rico?
I do.
All right, let's go ahead and dive right in. Let's get this going.
We'll get. I brought a big spoon. The ice cream's right in front of you if you want to open it up and see.
Ooh, hello.
And I will, while you're doing that, I will let everybody know. I talked to her this morning when she dropped it off. She has decided that she is going to do this full time now. She is
smart woman.
She is quitting her job, her day job, and she is going to, do her passion of baking all of these delicious things for everybody full time. So if you have any orders that you want to make, any special orders you want to make as well, you just got to head over to sweetthingsbymarcy.com or give them a call or an email. I believe it's, let me check what it is just to make sure I'm getting this right so that I can let you guys know. 402-540-6982 or sweetthingsbymarcy@gmail.com. If you want to order something, go to their website, sweetthingsbymarcy.com, or if there's anything special you want to order, again, the email sweetthingsbymarcy@gmail.com or over the phone 402-540-6982. She will be doing this full time, making these delicious foods for anybody that orders them.
Now, and if you go to their website, once again, it's www.sweetthingsbymarcy.com. If you go to her website, the first thing that will pop up is the subscription option. And this is not money-wise, but it's just a nice little newsletter. So if you want to sign up, first name, last name, email address is all you need. You sign up, you get information when there's news and updates regarding whether it's new foods that she's making or any deals or sales that are going on as well. So to recap, last week we tried the pound cake, the rum cake,
yes,
and the German chocolate cake. And last week my favorite was the rum cake. I liked them both. I finished them both at home. As if you're on the Starter Heyman Jewelers video stream, Rico is showing the camera just exactly what we're eating here.
Apple crisp first.
So the apple crisp
and then the
peach cobbler
right there on the back end.
Exactly. So with a giant scoop of ice cream right in the middle.
Dollop of vanilla ice cream.
So we are about to dig in here. So Rico, which one are we thinking go with first?
I'm gonna go apple crisp first because I love apples. So we're gonna dig into this.
Let's
first.
do the apple crisp.
Here you go. I'm gonna read. So the apple crisp, flour, sugar, brown sugar, butter, vanilla, oatmeal, and apples. And it looks amazing. We'll see. Nick's digging in first. I'll get my big old spoonful. Hopefully he's able to talk by the time I'm, getting this food into my mouth.
Okay, now here's the thing, Rico. I told you that I'm not a big warm dessert guy.
Mm-hmm.
Like I'd rather have a brownie room temp than a brownie like gooey. Like cookies, don't like them gooey. I don't like brownies or chocolate chip cookies gooey.
I'm gonna interrupt you. I'm sorry. Oh my god, this is delicious.
The apple crisp is really good.
It's so good, and you say you're not a big warm dessert guy.
But that's what I was gonna say. Is I like the mix between the cold ice cream and the warm apple crisp.
I am a big warm dessert guy. I wish this was. I should have warmed up a little bit more. It's still warm. I should have warmed up a little bit more, but the way that it just the caramel, the brown sugar, all of that is just together. I mean, there's no caramel, but the brown sugar and everything just melted together with the juice from the apples. The oatmeal gives it a little bit of a different texture. The apples are just are like perfectly soft, but there's still like a slight crunch to them.
I will also say this, like, I feel like with the previous apple crisp that I've had, there's too many apples. It's too appley.
That doesn't make any sense.
No, it does. Trust me. Let me walk you through. This, I like being able to taste the oatmeal, if that makes sense.
Oh, Marcy.
Yeah, that's really good. Okay, so now we got to move on with the peach cobbler.
Do we have to? I don't want to eat this whole thing.
No, because we got the break. We got the commercial break to do.
Yeah.
So let's move on with the peach cobbler. I'll take a bite while you tell us what's in it.
All right, so the peach cobbler, flour, sugar, brown sugar, butter, milk, cinnamon, nutmeg, vanilla, and peaches. I have, full disclosure, never had peach cobbler before.
Neither have I until now. Oh. Whoa.
I do love peaches, though.
And now I love peach cobbler. That's really good. Now, here's the thing.
This is what peach cobbler tastes
I
like.
wonder.
I'm also a fan.
I truly wonder if Marcy has ever struck out. Because so far we are 4 for 4 on things that I would recommend to
I doubt it.
I would recommend to somebody off air. Like that's how I'm being serious. Is that we're not saying how good these are just because we're on air. Like I genuinely will eat all of this in the break.
You got perfect batting average.
1,000. Well, and here's another thing. I just had 2 hamburgers and some watermelon before we came on, and I'm still going to eat all this. Not because I'm thick, but because, it's just that good. I'll stuff myself for this.
OG Les Lancaster said, we've said warm far too many times in the last 5 minutes.
You would too if you were enjoying some peach cobbler and apple crisp.
Some warm apple crisp and warm peach cobbler. That sounds like a sip impression when you reacted to the peach cobbler, Nick.
Yeah, it's delicious. This is delicious. Highly recommend it.
Sip wishes he had some of this.
I don't know. Sip's in Ireland chilling out. So
yeah, but Ireland doesn't have Marcy's apple
That's true.
crisp.
That's true. Maybe they should pick it up. Maybe Ireland needs to call Marcy.
All of Ireland.
Texas Jeremy says, never had cobbler. Tell me you're not from the South without telling me you're not from the South.
I'm not from the South.
Yeah, you're from West Omaha. South Omaha. South Omaha. Okay.
West Omaha. I don't have that kind of money.
Okay, this is delicious. Oh my, I don't want to put it away. All right, so once again, is there more containers back there?
There are. So give deep. There's
yeah, we gotta get the one for
2
DP.
more peach cobbler and 1 more apple crisp.
Beautiful. That's what we like to hear.
I think I'm gonna take one of the peach cobblers home to the wifey.
I'm gonna take one of the peach cobblers
No,
home.
you're not, because I called dibs already.
All right, then I got apple crisp.
There's only 1.
Oh, okay. I thought you meant on top
There's
of the one that we
there's
give DP.
2 peach cobbler and 1 apple crisp.
Okay. So then we're just
Sorry.
I'm just SOL here.
Yeah, sorry about it. Like you said, you already ate.
Yeah, but not tonight. So, all right. Well, here we go. Tom Petty Sucks says, "Is it moist?" I don't know if I would like it's not dry.
The peach cobbler is moist.
Yeah.
The apple crisp is crispity.
Yeah, it's just apple
Yes,
crisp.
that is the word I just used.
I don't think
crispity.
apple crisp can be moist. Even if it was made, when it is made perfectly,
gooey.
obviously. Yeah, gooey's a good word. So
Is it a good word?
That's a good description word for this. So, okay. So once again, Sweet Things by Marcy. We're going to try this every week. And we have no idea what she's going to bring in next week. But so far, she's 4 for 4 at the plate.
Looking forward to
And yeah, we look forward to Tuesdays here on the Happy Hour. So once again, head over to www.sweetthingsbymarcy.com. You can sign up for their newsletter as well, or you can give her a call, 402-540-6982. Once again, 402-540-6982. Once again, I've said once again a lot. We've tried the peach cobbler and the apple crisp. Last week we had the rum cake and German chocolate cake with coconut pecan frosting. That's what we had last week, and it was delicious.
Not a fan of coconut, but it was delicious.
Yeah, exactly. It was still really good. So once again, 402-540-6982 or sweetthingsbymarcy.com. And if you missed the announcement, she's actually going to be quitting her other job to do this full time.
Full time Marcy.
Yeah, so she is excited to
bring Lincoln and anywhere else sweet treats.
I would be excited too if I had that talent. If I had this talent. Marcy is remarkable. All right, so once again, Sweet Things by Marcy. Thanks to her for allowing us to do this. We'll do it next Tuesday, one of our favorite days here on the Happy Hour. Okay, Rico. So I have to rant a little bit here.
Oh, do you?
Because we can't. And I tweeted out about this yesterday. We don't have enough time to start a full conversation on Husker football, so
okay, you can just rant.
So we can rant
I'll
for
just listen.
2 minutes here.
You rant, I'll listen.
Okay, 2 minutes here. I'm driving down Pine Lake Road yesterday at probably about 5:15 p.m. and pulling up to 70th and Pine Lake, where there's they have the roundabout, not roundabout necessarily, but they have the roundabout, and then there's the police station over there, the new the fire station, I guess, and there's like a police substation in that firehouse. Mm-hmm. Well, the line to enter the roundabout is backed up all the way to the police station.
Okay.
And so we're talking probably 20, 30 cars.
Okay.
And both lanes are this way. Because then if you look past the roundabout,
mm-hmm.
If you keep going, let's see, you're heading, it would be heading east on Pine Lake. Then you go around. There's the new U stop there. Then you turn right all the way up there, get onto Highway 2.
Okay.
So you're sitting there entering the 70th and Pine Lake roundabout, and you just see a long line of cars all the way at the top of the hill to where there's people waiting to turn on to Highway 2. And then you see them all just lined up, people trying to get into the roundabout, people not knowing how to navigate a roundabout. You got semis trying to get into the roundabout, and then they're taking up multiple lanes, and then they get stuck and they have to reverse a couple times, and then they have to like kind of, wiggle their way through. Now I understand that Yankee Hill has construction, so it makes it worse on everybody.
Mm-hmm.
But there's got to be, it made me think, what are the worst intersections in Lincoln at 5 p.m. or at any time? Because if you think about it, some of the worst intersections, 14th and Old Cheney came up on Twitter. 56th and Highway 2 came up on Twitter.
That was bad.
70th and Pine Lake at the roundabout also came up.
Uh-huh.
But then I got pushback on how great roundabouts are. And I'm thinking more to myself, it might be the people and not the roundabouts.
Oh, it is. It's 100% the people. But I hate roundabouts regardless. For the longest time, and I'm not ashamed to say this, for the longest time, terrified of roundabouts.
Like the one by your place out on a way 27. That one's intense.
I was terrified of it for the longest time. I would go out of my way to avoid it.
That was like the one by your place, 27th and what is that, Cornhusker? Superior. 27th and Superior. That one
that's dangerous.
Was like the first real roundabout that they put in.
People do not pay attention.
No, nobody pays attention on that one.
And they have like plants in the middle and like blocks your view. It's all bad.
Oh, bipolar with a really good one. 40th and South. There's which this is interesting. They just built a jet splash over there, and I'm really interested to see how that does with the traffic, because there's like you have those two stoplights where it'd be 40th and South, and then you go farther north, or I guess, farther south, excuse me.
Yeah.
And then you hit normal. You hit 40th and normal.
Yeah.
And so in between those two stoplights, you just get drilled with all this traffic because they don't time up the lights well enough to where one is green, the other one's green, and when one's red, the other one's red. They don't time them up well enough. So then you're just in a standstill, waiting for things to kind of alleviate. And it's just like, it made me realize that I hate 5 o'clock traffic, and I'm thankful that I don't have to drive into it every day. And I truly don't know if I'd be able to.
8 like not like between 7:30 and like 8:10 traffic by schools, terrible. Just the worst.
Okay, yeah, like school traffic's rough.
And then like 4:30 to about 5:30 traffic just everywhere. Terrible.
Yeah, and like so I hear. Let me pull up some of the replies on my tweet here, if I can remember it.
Also, it's the 14th and Superior roundabout, not 27th.
14th and Superior. Thank you.
Roundabout.
Thank you. Not 27th.
Although those intersections down on Superior by 27th by the Walmart, a lot of accidents happen down there. No idea why.
Oh geez, look at this. I got run over on my bicycle by a car when I was on a bike path. That's all I have to say about Lincoln driving. That's Brian T. Yikes, man. Got run over on my bicycle by a car when I was on a bike path. Garbage Man says best way to travel around a roundabout is to aim for the apex and accelerate hard out of the BS that you just left. Just go right up over the top. Once again, 402-464-5685. Hammond Bean says 27th at Cornhusker. How about all of 27th Street? And I'm trying to think, like trying to navigate through 27th.
27th is bad.
27th and Cornhusker Highway is really bad as well.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's like it's bad. And it seems like there's construction down there all the time.
And now like on Yankee Hill, when you're going from, I mean, if you're going east-west on Yankee Hill, obviously, because that's the road Yankee Hill is on. But if you go east-west, they put all roundabouts in there. You like, so when I lived at home, or lived with my parents, they live out on near 27th and Yankee Hill. And we're driving down Yankee Hill to go to the gym, and we just keep going down Yankee Hill all the way when it's open.
Mm-hmm.
And it's 1 roundabout, 2 roundabout, 3 roundabout, 4 roundabout, 5 roundabout, 6 roundabout before you even get to 84th. And it's just like over and over that you got these tiny, tiny roundabouts. They're not big ones. They're just small ones. Mm-hmm. And you got these little roundabouts that you got to go through. And it's just like, come on. It just seems like it's kind of Kind of rough. Tater says, try driving a semi in Chicago during rush hour.
I'd rather not.
I'm good.
I'd rather not drive a semi anywhere.
That's true. Texas Jeremy, the greatest generation ever fought in wars at 20, and the new generation's affair of roundabouts. We're doomed. Hey, I'm just saying. Okay. So we just got an email. I didn't know this was a thing. So we just got an email. Mark just got an email.
Oh.
Says there was a train that backed up traffic across South Lincoln at 5 p.m. on August 22nd. Okay. That's good.
Trains.
So maybe it was train. Maybe it was a train problem.
Trains, the worst.
So, okay, I apologize to Lincoln drivers.
No, don't apologize. No, Lincoln drivers are terrible. Don't apologize to them.
Okay, so I don't apologize to Lincoln drivers, but it sounds like it was a train's fault. Okay.
Always blame trains.
Always blame trains. ABT. Always blame trains.
Always blaming trains.
All right, sounds good. Let's get to break. When we come back, we'll talk to Steve Mark of Inside Nebraska here, get his thoughts on Nebraska Northwestern now that they've arrived in Ireland, and kind of get a game plan from Steve coming up in a couple minutes. You're listening to the Happy Hour on the Ticket.
Hey, buying a used vehicle sucks, and the biggest problem is who can you trust? Hey, this is Carl from Price Right Auto out here at West O Street in Lincoln. Here's what customers have told us they want from us. They want transparent pricing with no games. We have all our pricing on our website, plus a Carfax report. We don't want to buy a lemon. We include a 3-month warranty on all of our vehicles. We don't want to play games. Just make it simple. You saw that with non-commissioned salespeople. Can you trust us? Just check out our Google reviews. Again, this is Carl from Price Right Auto in West O. Check us out at pricerightauto.com.
As an 18-year-old, I let my mistakes kind of take over my life. I was 0.5 credits away from completing high school, and I didn't do it.
10 years later, at age 28, Jackie finished her high school diploma.
When I found out that I was pregnant, I know that I had to do something for myself if I wanted to make her a better person and provide a better life for her. My family never stopped pushing for me to be better because they knew what I could become and who I could become as a person. My support team is amazing. The educational director, my sister, and even my 7-year-old daughter has just been more than the support that I could ask for. I've been given an opportunity, and I'm just thankful for it.
No one gets a diploma alone. If you're thinking of finishing your high school diploma, you have help. Find free adult education classes near you at finishyourdiploma.org. That's finishyourdiploma.org. Brought to you by the Dollar General Literacy Foundation and the Ad Council.
Imagine your next staff meeting. Now imagine your next staff meeting with a side of ribs. Your next client presentation? Or that same client presentation with brisket and baked beans. It's better, right? Let Mary Ellen's Food for the Soul take care of all of your business catering needs. Feed the staff, cater your next event, whatever you need, Mary Ellen's can help. They can even host your events in their brand new event space located right next to the restaurant. Go see for yourself. Mary Ellen's Food for the Soul at 29th and Pine Lake or online at maryellens.com. Let them fix you a plate.
I can't believe I just scratched that card. Find my insurance card.
Dude, what do you have in this glove box? Ew, are these socks dirty?
Oh, forget about the socks. I need my insurance card.
Just pull it up on the State Farm mobile app.
But I can do that? Oh, hey, I can do that.
Yep, it's called service.
I can file a claim on here too?
Yeah, it's called service.
Whoa, I can call my agent too?
It's called service.
Call your local State Farm agent, Vinny Kreekak, at 402-474-1173.
I get it, slip it, cuff it, check it twice a day.
I get it, slip it, cuff it, check it in the morning and before dinner.
I get it, slip it, cuff it, check it, and share it with my doctor. Nearly 1 in 2 U.S. adults have high blood pressure. That's why it's important to self-monitor your blood pressure in 4 easy-to-remember steps. It starts with a monitor.
Now that I know my blood pressure numbers, I talked with my doctor. We're getting those numbers down.
Get it, slip it, cuff it, check it. Talk to doctor now and share it.
Be next to talk to your doctor about your blood pressure numbers. Get down with your blood pressure. Self-monitoring is power. Learn more at manageyourbp.org. Brought to you by the Ad Council, the American Heart Association, and the American Medical Association, in partnership with the Office of Minority Health and Health Resources and Services Administration.
John Henry's Plumbing, heating it in.
When it comes to your home or business, we know you have options, and that's why John Henry's Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning gives you just that. Options. We have plumbing, heating, and cooling memberships to serve all of your residential and commercial needs. We want to ensure you, your family, and your business are safe. Visit our website, jhlincoln.com, to find out more or call us at
435-5555. John Henry's Plumbing, Heating and Air.
In every office, there's two types of people. There are those who bring in bagels and those who eat the bagels that someone else brought in. Everybody likes the first person. Be that first person. Weekday mornings at 7:30, you have a chance to win a business box of bagels from Bagels & Joe. All you have to do is shut up, Sipple. 2 questions for you, 2 for Sip. Win, and the bagels are yours. Lose, well, you don't want to lose.
You lost Monday, you lost Wednesday, you're a loser.
Shut up, Sipple. Weekday mornings at 7:30, brought to you by Bagels & Joe.
Hey dude, can I have the aux cord?
Yeah, sure.
Hey, do you want to play some games?
What? No, stop. I'm trying to drive.
Dude, Aaron wants to know what you're doing on Friday.
Okay, I'll talk to him later. I'm driving right now.
Did you see this thing on Facebook?
Okay, you know what? I'm sorry. I gotta put you on Do Not Disturb.
Wait.
It's hard to drive with a bad passenger, so don't let your phone be one. Visit drivesmartany.org for more information. Brought to you by the Nebraska Department of Transportation Highway Safety Office.
They might win, they might lose, but either way, you have something to say about it. Don't miss the Husker After Party postgame show immediately following every Nebraska football game. Nick Sainert and Jake Bachhoven give instant reaction, quotes from the players and coaches, and take all your phone calls with thoughts on the game. It's the Husker After Party postgame show, only on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Sponsored by Action Plumbing and Heating, Gary Michaels Clothiers, and Brent Excavate.
You're listening to The Happy Hour with Nick Sainert and Enrique Alvarez-Clary. Sponsored by Empire Fence and Netting on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Welcome back into the Happy Hour, 93.7 The Ticket, theticketfm.com. Nick and Rico back with you once again. 402-464-5685, the Honda of Lincoln hotline, the Starter Heyman text line, both those open for you guys the entire show today. Before we get to Steve Mark of Inside Nebraska, I want to remind you guys, Nebraska versus Northwestern Tailgate Party is this Saturday. Huskers start out their season at 11:30 a.m., but you guys can come and hang out with us, tailgate with us in our parking lot starting at 9 a.m. Food provided at no charge to you by Ambition Electric and Steve's Garage Doors. So it's biscuits and gravy for breakfast, fried catfish, and pulled pork for lunch. And then there'll be water provided by Colgan Water as well. You're free to bring your own drinks if you want to, and you can drink if you are above 21 years old. So let's go ahead and get to the Honda of Lincoln hotline, where we're joined by Steve Mark of Inside Nebraska. First of all, hello, Steve. How's it going?
Hello, Nick. Hello, fellas. I'm doing great.
Awesome. All right. So, Steve, are we starting to get a little more juiced up for this thing? We're 4 days away. I mean, where's your, I don't know if excitement level is the right word, but where are you kind of sitting with this team 4 days out from Northwestern?
I get the feeling that it's just like getting more real. Like last week, I just kind of still in the distant future for some reason, like with me. But right now, it's like, okay, yeah, I'm going to be like, covering a game, and it's going to be the real deal now. So, along with the Nebraska game is just like, every other college football game that I'll have on my TV and watching. So, college football is about here, and I can't be happier about it.
Okay. So I kind of want to talk about one of the similarities from last year against Illinois and Nebraska facing out them in week 0 and them having to face Northwestern in week 0 this year. It's that all eyes are on you, right? And we know the performance that Nebraska put up last year. I mean, I guess just a generalized question, how important is it that Nebraska doesn't allow what happened last year this happen again this year, if that makes sense? Like, how bad do they need just a quality performance when now that you're in Ireland, it could potentially be all the world's eyes that are college football fans are on you.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. I think all of the college football landscape is going to be, the college football world is going to be on this game pretty much, 11:30 Central Time kick. Just the festivities around Ireland and everything with it being overseas. This game is going to get a ton of attention. And honestly, I think it's going to be hard for, like 18, 19, 20-year-old kids to not understand that and not kind of know that. So it's just going to be extremely important to keep their focus on the football game. And I know they're doing a lot of cool stuff over there, like experiencing the Irish culture, and that's great. But they've done a good job. The players have, the coaches have, of just making sure that everybody understands that they are over there to play a football game and to win a football game. So all that other stuff is really cool. But at the end of the day, they need to beat Northwestern, and I have I'm just not. I think that they're understanding that they're there to do a job. I know I sound like the players right now, but
yeah,
because I've heard them say it so often. But they're there to do a job, and I've they're just gonna go over there, play a football game, and all the other stuff is gonna be gravy.
We're speaking with Steve Marek of Nebraska Rivals, and Steve, how much from last season's game will Nebraska be taking over into this game, despite all of the changes that happened on the offensive side of the ball for the Cornhuskers? I mean, they were able to run the ball at will against Northwestern seemingly last season, whereas this year, with the addition of Mark Whipple and his, history of passing the ball quite a bit, how much of last year's running game will they attempt to take over into this one?
Yeah, so that's a great question. Two things come to mind when I hear that. I never want to bet against a guy like Pat Fitzgerald and his ability to coach and prepare a team. Everybody kind of knows his track record with every other year, kind of having like a solid program. If they have a bad one the year before that, but the other part of it is I think that it would be wise to do similar things from last year that worked so well, but not base your complete game plan on it, if that makes sense. Maybe there was a lot of orbit ocean, there was a lot of triple option, kind of exotic looking stuff that Nebraska did against Northwestern's really bad defense last year. And I think that they should absolutely try to do some of the same things, at least early, just to see how Northwestern reacts to it, just to see if they can stop it right away. I don't think there's anything wrong with that, but yeah, you're absolutely right. With the new offensive coordinator, Mark Whipple, he's obviously watched, I'm guessing, a ton of Northwestern film and has studied the Wildcats and what they bring up and what they bring back and how they kind of what they brought back and what they lost from last year's team. But yeah, I mean, I think that they could watch last year's tape and find out what went well, what didn't go well, and obviously last year a lot went well for Nebraska. So I wouldn't be surprised to see a lot of the same stuff. Now, later on in the year against other opponents, I think it might look more like a Mark Whipple offense. But against Northwestern, I wouldn't be surprised to see some triple option stuff. Now, how much are they going to run Casey Thompson? I don't know. Hopefully it'll be more of a traditional handoff run game and kind of relying on the excellent running backs that Nebraska has and seeing if the offensive line can make a change and get it push up front. So, yeah, those are the things going through my head, but I wouldn't count out a coach like Pat Fitzgerald and his ability to kind of get through to kids and turn things around quickly.
Now, you kind of mentioned it about, future opponents and the Mark Whipple offense. Are you of the camp that there is a concern, not a concern, but are you of the camp that you don't want to show too much of your offense in your first game so that you'll be able to keep some element of surprise later on in the season?
I guess I'm of the camp of whatever beats Northwestern, you have to do it because they cannot get on the plane and go back home with a loss.
Yep.
That's just going to be absolutely devastating for this program. In my opinion, I know there's, if they lose it, of course there's an opportunity to turn things around, but boy, if they don't get past this game, that's going to be very, very bad for the mentality and just this fan base and Scott Frost's future and just kind of the national reaction to it if they don't get past Northwestern. But no, I think whatever they have to pull out to win this game, I mean, they need to do. If that means digging into your bag sooner than you originally thought with this season, sure, by all means do it. I think maybe the time for hiding things and maybe not showing as much might be Northwestern and Georgia Southern, but as for winning Northwestern, you need to do whatever it takes, really.
So we're talking to Steve Mark of Inside Nebraska here on the Happy Hour, and I guess when we were sitting down there listening to Casey Thompson break it down Northwestern's defense at the press conference on Sunday, how refreshing of a feeling was that for Husker fans?
That's an excellent point. I was sitting there with my jaw open that a player was actually giving detailed X's and O's answers. I mean, as a football nerd like I am, I try to read as much and learn as much X's and O's about football as I possibly can. I've never been a coach. I've only played low-level high school football, but just to hear a guy like Casey Thompson, a quarterback, break things down like that, it was super, super impressive. Now, that's not one thing I want to make clear. If Chubba Purdy was in that situation, or if Logan Smothers was behind the mic, I'm sure those guys would have done the exact same thing. Because they're in the same meeting rooms, they're watching the same film, they're getting coached up by the same guys. So they would have sounded very similar. They would have said Northwestern comes out with primarily a 4-man front. They're usually a quarters defense that can rotate into a single high look sometimes for a cover 3 look. But I'm sure Chubba and Logan would have done the same thing. But the fact that Casey did that and actually kind of just he showed everyone that, like, hey, this is going to be my offense. I'm the starting quarterback. I know everything about Northwestern's defense. I've spent the past month, researching them and studying them. I'm a very confident quarterback. That's basically what I took out from Casey Thompson, saying that detailed explanation that he did with the Wildcats. So that was really cool just to actually hear. A lot of times we get from coaches and players just the coach speak and effort and execution and all those things that a lot of people roll their eyes at. But for Casey to actually talk about a 4-down front, quarters coverage, rotating into a 1 high safety look, it was really fun.
Last one before we let you go, Steve. We're talking to Steve Mark of Inside Nebraska here, and this will be the final time that we talk to you. We've made it through the offseason, all of our weekly conversations. We've made it through the offseason, and next time we have you on the show, Nebraska's either going to be 1-0 coming back from Ireland with a win or 0-1, and that'll be a whole nother discussion that we need to have.
Different feelings.
So I guess, sitting here before we say goodbye for one final time in the offseason, what's the record look like for you, and why do you feel the way you do?
Oh man, let's go with 7-5.
Okay.
I'm only going to give one record. Usually I go like 6-6, 7-5,
Yep.
8-4 around that area, but I'm going right in the middle with 7-5. I'm thinking, just looking at the schedule, I just can't shake the feeling that the schedule sets up so nicely to get some momentum and some air under their wings to finally have a good start to the season. I see maybe like a 5-1, maybe even a 6-0 start to the season, just depending on what Oklahoma looks like. And I just have no idea about the Sooners right now.
Yeah.
But the real test is just going to be November and what they look like against, the big boys in the West Division, like Minnesota, Wisconsin, Iowa. I know Michigan is tossed in there in the middle in November, but how they finish the 2022 season is going to be more important to me than how they start.
Okay.
So I'm just thinking like a 7-5 with a strong start to the season, but maybe not a great finish.
I guess with that in mind, let's say they do start a 5-1 or 6-0. How disappointed are you as a Husker fan that if they end up 7-5, that they went, sub 500 in their last however many games?
If it were me, if I'm the athletic director, I'm very disappointed if that's how it actually shakes out. And if you're Trev Alberts, that's something that, you get paid the big bucks to make those decisions. And if it does end up happening and they do have a strong start, but then just can't get over the Minnesota, Wisconsin, Iowa hump. That's just going to be another year of kind of, thinking about how much progress was actually made.
Yeah. All right, Steve, appreciate the time as always. Thanks for hanging with us this offseason, and we'll talk to you next Monday, 2 days removed from Nebraska's first game against the Wildcats. Yeah, first win, right?
Yeah. I think so. I'll go with a 27-17. How about that?
All right.
We can take that. We'll talk to you next week, Steve. Thanks.
All right. Thanks, Nick.
That is Steve Mark of Inside Nebraska. Appreciate his time as always. Let's go ahead and get to our final timeout. I got to bounce. I got stuff going on. I got to go to class.
Nick has class.
That's the
You
truth.
can tell. Nick has class. People
forget. People forget. I got one more year left.
Nick is still a child.
So we have to go to we have an in-person class on Tuesdays and Thursdays at 2:00. So I got to go to class. Rico and Nate and Bach will handle the spillover.
We're forgetting Bach's name today.
And they'll handle the spillover and on Tuesdays and Thursdays at least. But I got to bounce, so that'll be all for me. And then, so I guess I will talk to you guys tomorrow. But Rico will be right back on the happy hour.
Download our app by searching 93.7 The Ticket in your app store to stay in touch and listen all day long wherever you are. More of the happy hour is next on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Gaina Trucking is hiring CDL Class A and B drivers. Gaina Trucking guarantees a 40-hour work week year-round, and their strong team culture makes it not a job, but a career. Gaina Trucking offers health, vision, and dental insurance, 401k with company match, an employee assistance program, and other bonus programs. Build a better career today with great team culture at Gaina Trucking. Learn more and apply today at GainaTrucking.com.
Be a zoo to unwelcomed animals. Let the experts at Bats to Rats take care of those problems. Dane has been a leader in wildlife and pest management and prevention in Lincoln and the surrounding area for 15 years. He can help you get rid of bats, rodents, and anything else. Whether it's residential or commercial buildings, schools, apartments, or churches, they're always a phone call away. Call today at 402-310-0904 or visit batstoRats.com. Bats to Rats Wildlife Control and Prevention.
Explain to me again why we're sleeping on the ground.
Because we're thramping, thrift camping. It's saving us money and getting us closer to nature.
But we don't need to thramp. I just combined our home and auto insurance with our State Farm agent, so we have a rate that fits our budget.
All right. Do you think our agent can bring us an air mattress?
Call your local State Farm agent, Vinny Kreekak, at 402-474-1173.
Individual premiums and budgets will vary by customer. All applicants subject to State Farm underwriting requirements.
If you want to make new floor shopping easier, come to O Street Carpet. Hi, I'm Steve Carper. Our flooring professionals can help you choose the best flooring for you, your family, and your budget. We eliminate the confusion. Even better, you'll be enjoying your new flooring much sooner. No 6 or 8 week waits. We'll install right away and save you money on installation. Floor shopping made easy every day at O Street Carpet.
O Street Carpet.
1732 O Street. Family owned and operated. Always the best value.
Hey, it's Sean Callahan, and football season is here, and there is one place that has all the games, plus great food and beer specials. Tanner's Bar and Grill at 30th and Yankee Hill. Whether it's Thursday night football, college football Saturdays, NFL Sundays, or Monday night football, there's a great view of the game from any seat with different food and drink specials every night. Try the Blue Ribbon Reuben Sandwich or the Prime Rib French Dip or any of their famous chicken wings. That's Tanner's Bar and Grill at 30th and Yankee Hill.
Wow. Did you ever save me money on my car?
Yes, that's why our customers keep coming back.
How do you do it, friendly car dealer ?
We simply have low overhead and high trade-in values. The next line's yours.
Oh.
Ready for something better? Mullen Motors is a no-hassle, no-pressure dealership with financing available. Check out the inventory at MikeMullenMotors.com.
No taglines, just quality vehicles. Mullen Motors.
People always ask, what are Jake and Sip like when they're off the air? Well, the answer probably won't surprise you.
Hey, Jake, your Honda's looking a little dirty.
Says the guy whose license plate is barely visible.
I mean, do you even care about that thing anymore?
It gets a little uncomfortable. Now, that's when I jump in.
Hey, whoa. Mark, did you get a new car?
Nope, just took my car down to Nebraska Auto Detail. Joe and the staff made the outside and the inside look amazing. Maybe you guys need to go.
Okay, wise guy.
Settle down, Jake.
Book your appointment today at NebraskaAutoDetail.com.
These days, there are more reasons than ever to treat yourself to a great haircut at Great Clips with the online check-in app. So tell us, why do you check in?
I check in because I'm tired of hat hair. I check in because we all need a cut.
I check in so I can feel like me.
And I check in so I look good for you.
No matter why you check in, you'll check out with a great haircut and save time with our online check-in app. Great Clips. It's going to be great.
Empire Fence and Netting in Waverly is now hiring for several positions. They're looking for a fence installer for both commercial and residential, for local projects, and ones that require travel. They also have openings for operators, dirt work, welding positions, and applicants with CDLs are very desirable. If you're looking for a locally operated business that provides excellent work for customers and great benefits and care for its employees, email info@empire-fence.com or give them a call at 402-682-7658. Empire Fence and Netting.
If you or someone you know is having thoughts of suicide or experiencing a mental health or substance use crisis, call 988 for free, confidential, and compassionate support. On July 16th, the National Suicide Prevention Lifeline is transitioning to 988. There is hope. For 24/7 support, call, text, or chat 988.
Sponsored by Nebraska DHHS, aired with the Nebraska Broadcasters Association and this station.
You're listening to the Happy Hour with Nick Sainert and Enrique Alvarez-Clary, sponsored by Empire Fence and Netting on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Welcome back to the crossover part of the Happy Hour right here on 93.7 The Ticket, theticketfm.com. I've got Nathan in here with me. Nathan, how are you doing?
I'm making Shootout with Strick right now, which is usually around this time. So I usually do my prep for the show. The last thing that I do is Shootout with Strick. So I don't want to give away what the category is because Strick's always worried that people end up using Google. So
the Google machine.
The Google machine. So he isn't like that. But basically, the question that I came up with is based off of left-handed quarterbacks.
Oh.
And I'm trying to think outside of Tua. I don't know if there's a starting quarterback in the NFL that's left-handed.
I mean, we could try and go through it and kind of try to think about it. No, there's none outside of Tua. There's none in the AFC East because Mac Jones isn't, Josh Allen isn't, and whatever the Jets named quarterback isn't. AFC North,
Zach Wilson or
Zach
Joe
Wilson,
Flacco.
whatever it is. Yeah, they're not. AFC North, Lamar isn't.
Steelers, no.
Pickett isn't. He's going to end up being their starter.
I think it'll be Trubisky.
Well, he's not either. Who else? Justin Fields isn't.
That's very true.
And Jared Goff isn't.
You're mixing up the NFC North in the AFC
I did.
North.
You're right. Well, there's nobody in the
Bengals,
NFC North
Joe
either.
Burrow.
He's not.
No.
Steelers is not.
No.
Ravens is not.
Who's the last team in that division?
I don't know.
Why am I drawing the blank?
Browns?
No, it's the Jets. No, it's not the Jets.
Browns, Steelers,
It's Browns.
Bengals, Ravens. Yeah.
Browns.
None of
Okay,
them are.
Deshaun.
NFC North, none of them are.
No.
NFC East, none of them. Right? Who's the Commanders? Oh, Wentz. He's
It's
not.
Wentz. Or Heineke, who's
Yeah.
also right-handed.
Yeah. So no, I think it's just Tua. We don't have to go the rest of them.
I think it is just Tua. That's crazy. Because I mean, maybe
the
it's
last
not even
lefty besides Tua was Kellen Moore.
Oh, Kellen Moore, nice.
Wow.
Who's now a coach for the Cowboys.
Kyler Murray is not a lefty.
No, I know that.
No, somebody on the text line said Murray, question mark.
Did
I
we
Kyler
say
Murray, not a
no?
well,
Kyler
we
Murray's
didn't.
not
We didn't.
left-handed.
We didn't even go through the rest.
I'm trying to think. In the quarterbacks in this
Patrick
next draft
Mahomes
class,
has thrown multiple passes with the
that
left
is
hand.
true. Maybe I should throw that in there as the trivia. This quarterback can throw left-handed.
This quarterback has completed passes left-handed.
That is true. But I will say, I'll just go ahead and tease it. We're talking about the NFL power rankings. So if you plan on calling for Shootout with Strick, don't cheat. Don't look at Google.
Yeah.
And surprisingly enough, I assumed the number one team would be the defending Super Bowl champions, the Rams. It's actually the Bills.
Yeah, that makes sense.
That honestly kind of surprised me.
They didn't lose much.
They didn't. And Josh Allen is probably the best quarterback in the NFL. He's the early front runner to win the MVP. But I never liked that. Like, say what you will, but the Rams didn't really lose anybody either. And the Rams are the defending Super Bowl champions. Okay, well.
He was important for them.
He also played, 6 games in the regular season?
But it was good. It was
he
good
did.
6
No, he
games.
did play well.
Then he got hurt in the Super Bowl.
He did get hurt. I mean, they still have Cooper Kupp and Van Jefferson, who are both
They have Robert Woods.
good. Robert Woods got hurt, and he will be back.
Okay.
And I believe they still had Tyler Higbee, who's also very slept-on fantasy tight end.
Did they lose
Who
anybody
scores
on the
touchdowns.
defensive end?
No, and they added Khalil Mack.
You're right. No, Chargers got Khalil Mack.
The Rams added somebody. Who did they? It was Von Miller.
Yes.
They added Von Miller. So their defense, arguably, and they retained Aaron Donald, who they were worried was going to retire. That's why I never, trust me, I understand the hype behind the Bills. If I had to pick an AFC team, I can't remember what I picked as my super. I think I said the Chiefs were going to win the AFC because I believe in Patrick Mahomes. If you look at the preseason now. Whoa, okay.
And they added Allen Robinson.
But they also lost Allen Robinson. That's actually a sleeper addition there in the offseason.
That's a good addition.
Speaking of the Titans, getting rid of A.J. Brown was the dumbest thing I've ever heard of in my life. Speaking of the dumbest things I've ever heard of in my life, last year I took A.J. Brown early, didn't play well to begin the season, traded him, and then he went beast mode. Shocker.
See, this is why we need the text line, because
I know.
we're mixing people up. Von Miller's in Buffalo.
Who did the Rams
He was with the Rams.
That's what it is. That's right.
Then
That's right.
He was a free agent,
and
he
he's
got
in
traded.
Buffalo.
He got traded to the Rams last season from Denver.
That's right.
Won a Super Bowl.
Played really well too.
And now he's in Buffalo.
So maybe that does make sense. The Buffalo's getting.
Thank you, text line.
No, it still doesn't make sense. I think
they
the
haven't
Rams
really lost anything. Though.
The
they were amazing last year as well.
Yeah, it's Stephon Diggs. I think also talking about fantasy sleepers, Dawson Knox, I'm probably going to take early. I love taking my tight ends. Travis Kelce, Mark Andrews are going to go early. So if you're looking kind of like a middle round tight end, Dawson Knox thinks he's going to get a lot of touchdowns this year, especially if Josh Allen's gunning for MVP. But I just never understood that. Like
I always go tight end running back.
You go tight end first?
First, I go. Well, if it's like a
if you're like the last pick in the first round.
If it's a Kelsey and he's available and I'm like, fourth pick or whatever, I'll take him because there's more running backs than there are good running backs than there are good tight ends.
There's not more elite running backs though. You've got 5 elite running backs in the NFL.
Well, you have like 3 elite tight ends.
The thing is they're just too inconsistent. Also, speaking of, you got to help me out. Text line 402-464-5685. I have talked about this on the block. That's what I knew they added someone like an elite linebacker. Thank you, text line. Who was that?
Jeff.
Thank you, Jeff. I really do appreciate you because that was going to drive me absolutely
There's
crazy.
been so much movement, not only in the NFL, but in college football as well. Just like there's so many things happening in the sports world lately that it's hard to keep everything consistent.
And then there's elite linebackers just moving left and right. But what I've been talking about on the block, and I need you guys' help, so I do a big money league with my buddies from high school. It's our 12th generation doing it, and we still have snake drafts. And I know a lot of people on the text line don't necessarily agree with that. Do we have to get the legal ID real quick?
No, you're fine. We'll just after you're done, we'll end the show. It'll be
fine. But it's my big money league, so I'm stressed. I've done a ton of research on it, and I haven't come to a conclusion. I have the number 1 overall pick. I tried to trade out of it. No one wants it. I'm starting to lead towards McCaffrey. I know, Rico. I know. I keep telling myself I have the number 1 overall pick, and I was Jonathan Taylor all the way, but I've started looking at podcasts, YouTube videos, stuff.
King Henry.
People are saying McCaffrey.
Do not. He can't.
I'm talking
healthy.
myself into it.
He can't.
I'm doing
healthy.
I know, and it might just be a gut instinct when it comes like an hour before. I'm gonna be like, you know what? I know.
If you want a running back who's gonna get a whole bunch of touches and a bunch of receptions, also is it
PPR? Yeah. So that's why I want McCaffrey. Who?
Saquon Barkley.
I don't want Saquon. No. At that point, it's basically I'm deciding between 3.
But do Saquon
Jonathan Taylor.
Well, you got to do Saquon
McCaffrey.
because the Giants are going to be down in a lot of games. He's going to get a lot of receptions.
Saquon, since his rookie year, he's been mediocre at best.
He was really good his rookie year. Then he got hurt.
Exactly.
McCaffrey can't stay healthy.
Why? Well, okay, but if I had to choose between 2 guys that are always injured, I would take McCaffrey.
I wouldn't.
Saquon.
You're going to get 3 games, and that's it.
Basically, I'm deciding between 3. I'm deciding between McCaffrey, Jonathan Taylor, and Derrick Henry. Derrick Henry is going to be the odd man out in this. What it's going to come down to is McCaffrey or Jonathan Taylor.
I'm telling you, dude.
I'm stressing.
Take Derrick Henry.
Why don't you like Jonathan Taylor?
I do like Jonathan Taylor, but I like Derrick Henry more.
Derrick Henry's coming off.
He was leading the league in rushing yards after only playing 3 weeks for
Don't get me wrong.
time.
Derrick Henry's a beast, and he's going to get the most touchdowns. When it's PPR league, the pick is Christian McCaffrey. The question is, does he stay healthy?
Jesse says Jonathan Taylor, no brainer. Willie says Taylor or King Henry for sure.
So people aren't buying McCaffrey.
No,
I'm talking myself into McCaffrey. It's keeping me awake at night.
You are going to regret it.
But the thing is, if he's healthy, he will be the best fantasy player in fantasy football. But
Maybe.
That is the biggest if. That's probably the biggest if in my life right now.
Maybe.
That in Nebraska.
I can tell you
beating Oklahoma.
I can tell you for a fact, Derrick Henry will get a whole bunch of carries. And Jonathan Taylor will get a ton of carries.
Especially with the Titans without A.J. Brown.
I cannot tell you for a fact what Christian McCaffrey will do.
Because he might be hurt.
Exactly.
And we haven't seen him in
And we have no idea what the
2
offense is
seasons?
going to look like with healthy Christian McCaffrey and now Baker Mayfield.
That actually makes me more optimistic about Christian McCaffrey because check down Baker is going to throw it to Christian McCaffrey 8 times a game. That's 8 points right there.
Unnamed texter says Dalvin Cook deserves a top 3 look.
I have seen that. I there was someone the other day that was talking about that. It was a podcast. They were saying don't sleep on Dalvin Cook.
I do like Dalvin Cook when he's healthy.
This is a problem.
Trevolution says Travis Etienne first overall.
Okay, well, I think I might be able to get him on the loop around, guys, at 25.
Oh, you definitely get him.
If Etienne's still there, because I think that's going to be a good PPR pick too.
People are gonna sleep
I
on
think
Travis.
ultimately as a Colts fan, I'm going to have to go with Jonathan Taylor. But this is the thing, though, is I'm banking on him staying healthy. If I take him first overall and he gets hurt, not only am I a depressed Colts fan, I'm a depressed fantasy football fan.
But if you
That's a dangerous spot to be in,
as
Rico.
long as you don't take Jonathan Taylor, he'll do well. Because if you take him, he won't do well.
You
know that
think?
for, you
Is
know
that
that
what
for,
it is?
You know that for a fact.
But then all I have going for me is Nebraska football, and that's on thin ice too.
And Virginia Tech, maybe if
They're
bad,
going to be bad. I've already
probably.
come.
But anyways, thank you all so much for tuning into the happy hour.
Thanks, guys.
Up next, you've got DP, you've got Nathan. It's gonna be a blast. See you guys tomorrow. Adios.